They did a little bit of a residency in the Hammerstein Ballroom. It went really well, so well, in fact, that they decided to do another one, this time in the 2300 arena. But in the last segment, we spoke about how ratings are currently down, and one reason some people are suggesting the Dynamite and Collision ratings have been down this week is people switched on AEW. And for the real casuals, it might have felt a little bit minor league to see them in a small venue, very cramped, no cool graphics, no cool stage. So could that potentially be a factor in all of this? And I want to get your thoughts.
So it's a double-edged sword. The excitement for watching it on TV when you have that intimate crowd, when it seems like the crowd is on top of the wrestlers, it gives you that PGW feel. It gives you that NXT feel. It gives you that indie vibe, right? So, right. And as I said, with the double-edged sword, a lot of your casuals aren't going to want to see that. They're going to want to see the big WWE productions and stuff. But I think AEW just needs to stick to what's working for them. And I enjoy it. I enjoy NXT for the simple reason that it's a small crowd, but the crowd is so electric at what it does, right? I don't like when WWE does open air venues because it takes away, for me watching at home, it takes away that feeling of the crowd in the arena, right? Losing all the cheers and the pops and everything to the open air. It makes it just not as exciting. Like, you don't get the goosebumps also. So you talk to people who are in the stadium and they're like, oh yeah, it was so loud in there. You wouldn't even believe it, but then it doesn't resonate through TV. So yeah, the noise not escaping in the smaller venues, AEW continuing to just pump out really good show after good show. I think it'll be better for them. And as long as they continue to keep their ticket prices reasonable, they'll be able to start upping the size of the venues that they go into, and it won't be a big hit. I think you got to work for the long haul there, and you can't just jump straight in to what they were doing, because it was hurting them, people posting half the stadium being empty all the time. So I'm a fan of them moving to a smaller venue.
I am bang on in agreement with you, and I really am. And also, again, maybe some people do think it looks minor league. To me, it does remind me, like you said, of a PWG, even of an ECW. But it's not. Yeah, it's not like it's not like the production's bad. It's just scaled down. It's not like there's production issues. It sounds great. I think it looks great. But again, we are hardcore fans, so I guess it's difficult to put ourselves in the eyes of casuals.
I mean, the hard part for me is the only factor is if the production is scaled down, it likely costs jobs, which I don't love that aspect of it, but I love using a historic venue like the 2300 arena in ECW and whatnot. But I'm all for, if you can fill the larger one, utilize that, use all the resources you can, have a big production crew. It's important to the wrestling industry because there was only one place you could be, excuse me, on a production crew essentially for, 2 decades. And now there's more than one. And that is my only issue I have with it. I don't think it looks bad on TV. It doesn't bother me that it's scaled down. I enjoy that aesthetic. I loved ECW. I don't think it's quite PWG. That's a little different. That's even more cramped. This is at least a little bit. It is 2300 is closer to Hammerstein than it is a PWG show. I mean, the Globe Theater is pretty ridiculous, right? But at the end, Reseda.
I think they ran the Hammerstein. To be fair, they're PWG.
But the GCWs ran the Hammerstein, but PWG's West Coast only.
Sorry, ignore me.
Hammerstein's in New York. But at the same time, yeah, it's generally for AEW been in historic type venues when they go to these smaller ones, right? They ran Hammerstein as well. And I think that's smart strategically doing that. It makes a ton of sense to me. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But yeah, that my only qualm, my only slight issue, like I said before, is just if you were employing a giant production crew, it's a shame that you have to sort of make cuts there, right? We talk about roster cuts because we see the talent. Those cuts happen likely behind the scenes, or you're working on a contractual basis, so it's more seasonal type work, and that affects that as well.
I'm gonna be honest, right? I got a little bit of an inside scoop here. When I went to when I went to Forbidden Door a couple of weeks ago, I was literally sitting like right behind. I was the row in right there in front of the production team, right? And they walked past them on Dynamite. John Moxley, I think it was last week, and it was the same team, the same size.
So that's good. That's good. That's good to hear. By the way,
I don't what I mean? Think they have cut anybody for this.
But I mean, I'm even thinking like stage crew, right? It's not necessarily even just the general production team. There is absolutely right. If somebody has to build a stage, and it's not necessarily the same team every time. Somebody's got to put together the ring. I get that. But if it's scaled down, then it's scaled down. So somebody, right? I'm sure the main team is the main team. But
what happened to wrestlers setting up the ring? What is this utter woke nonsense now?
Does it at indie shows?
I do believe that often still happens. My point is
only at indie shows now.
Well, by the way, if you're in a smaller venue with a smaller locker room, even then, maybe some of the wrestlers that set up the ring aren't necessarily invited.
I think Roman Reigns needs to get his act together, right? If I can set up a ring, I've done it before. Roman Reigns should be doing it.
Hey, man, I can tie a knot. Yeah, I wasn't a Boy Scout, but I can tie a knot. I tie my shoes.
Maybe give it to Austin Theory. Give him something to do. But up next, let's now talk.
Wow! Just
wow!
That was catching strays, not even on TV.
By the way, that was like a behind the back pass too. He like looked down and said it.
Yeah, like, but no, I'm a fan of Austin Theory. I feel for him. I feel for the guy.